Alright, so on 16, no matter how you subtract them, you're going to have an A in any location. So what you have to do is you have to pull it apart and say that there are two problems. So you have 4A minus 2 is less than or equal to A plus 1, and your A plus 1 is less than or equal to 3A plus 4. So once you have that, then you have two problems that you're going to solve. And so now I'm going to subtract A on both sides. So I have a 3A minus 2 is less than or equal to 1. Add 2 to both sides. So I have a 3A is less than or equal to 3. And then I would divide by your 3. So I have A is less than or equal to 1. I can load that up for you. Yeah, you know how we start.
No,
yep.
I'm just looking.
Nope. Okay, but from here.
No, I understand.
Oh, okay.
It.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's fine. So, what on the second one, class? You guys walk me through it. So I'm going at your speed. What am I going to do first on the second problem? Which way do you want to go? We're going to subtract A. All right. So I'm subtracting A. So I have 1 is less than or equal to a 2A plus 4. Minus the 4 from both sides. So I have a negative 3 is less than or equal to 2A. Divide by 2. So I have negative 3 halves, which is less than or equal to, oops, I forgot, yep, by A, yep. And that's an and. Questions on 16? Yes.
Can you put them back together?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you sure can. So what you would have is this is on that side. So your, can I write it up here? Is that fine? So this is on your, so it's negative 3 halves is less than or equal to A, which is less than or equal to 1.
So you would accept either one of those answers?
Oh, I sure would. Yep. And I would accept it if you had this in a decimal also. All right. 17. The trick to 17 is to get rid of the fractions. So to get rid of those fractions, what number can I multiply everything by so that I get rid of the fractions? So we need a big number that 15 goes into, 3 goes into, 5 goes into, and 15 goes into. That goes into is 15 is right. You want, so 15 is the number. How you do this is you go 15 times 2 divided by a negative 15. So in your calculator go 15 times 2 divided by a negative 15. Gives you a negative 2. Then you go 15 times what? 2 divided by 3. So 15 times 2 is 30, divided by 3 is 10. 10x. Still distributing. 15 times 2 gives me 30, divided by 5 gives me a negative 6. And the last one, 15 times 2 is 30, divided by 15 is 2. Now that it's flat, you can simply do what we're used to. So we're going to add 6. So that means we have to add 6 all over. So I have 4 is less than or equal to 10x, which is less than is less than 4. 4, 8. I subtracted. And then simply have to divide everything by 10. So you have 0.4 is less than or equal to x, which is less than your 0.8. First of all, oops, before I move it, any questions on 17? Anybody not have 17? All right, 18. I'm going to get a new sheet so that I can write this out. 18, I'm looking for a number, and this is difficult because we're looking for a number that gets rid of 4 and 10. So what number does 4 go into that 10 goes into? And what I do is take the bigger number and start counting by it. Does 4 go into 10? No. What's the next one? If you multiply by 2, it goes 10, 20. Does 4 go into 20? Yep. So I'm going to multiply everything by 20. So 20 times 2 gives me 40x. What do I have to do here? I go 20 times 3 divided by 4. So it's going to be negative 4. So that gives you a negative 15 is less than 20 times 1 gives me 20 divided by 10 gives me a negative 2. Adding 15 to both sides, I get 40x is less than my 13. Divide by 40, x is going to be less than 13 over 40. I want you guys to try this one. Try this side. What would we have to multiply by? If we have here, we would multiply, we're looking for a number that 4 goes into and 10 goes into. So again, that's going to be 20. So 20 times 2 will give me 40. X, 20 times my negative 3 gives me a negative 60 divided by 4 is negative 15. Is greater than 20 times 1, which is 20, divided by 10 is 2. Add 15 to both sides. And then divide by my 40. And that's the OR again. Any questions on those? Alright, anybody not done? And then the last one. We good? The last one, 19 that you guys asked. Since there's 3x there and 3x there, I'm going to subtract 3x all the way across. So 3x minus 3x is 0 is less than your 4. Negative 5x minus 3x gives me a negative 8x is less than my 5. So I got my x's in here, so now all I have to do is get rid of everything else. So I'm going to, what's the next thing I want to do? Subtract 4 is right. So I have negative 4 is less than negative 8x, which is less than my 1. And the last step is to divide by a negative 8. When I'm dividing by a negative 8, it's going to flip that sign. So we have, so yep, 0.5 x and yeah, negative 1/8, whatever that is. Yep. Questions about any of that?